Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading, and I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot for this reading. And I'm going to draw 3 cards, and each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. So the first card is going to represent Monday and Tuesday. And the card that we have for Monday and Tuesday is 7 of Cups. Okay. So 7 of Cups can be about all the different choices and options that we have available to us. I feel like it's telling us that we have many different avenues that we could go down. There's many open doors, many different options, and it's up to us to decide what we want to focus in on. And I also feel like this card is about that feeling of overwhelm that we sometimes get when we just feel like there's too many options, too many possibilities, and we can't really narrow it down, we can't really decide, and we just feel overwhelmed, and we get stuck in that overwhelm, and we get stuck in that indecision and end up not choosing anything and not going anywhere. So this card, I think, is just confirmation. If you're feeling this way, you know, it's okay. But it's also saying that more energy is spent in that state of indecision than it would be if you just chose something and stuck with it. And I think in this case, with this card, I get the feeling that we sometimes think that our decisions are going to affect where we end up. But there's no way for us really to know that if we made a different choice that we would have ended up somewhere drastically different. Sometimes, you know, different doorways, different roads lead to the same place. So I think sometimes we can really overthink our decisions and choices. And yeah, I think that this card is saying, you know what, don't overthink it. It's not as important as you think it is. And then moving on to the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday, we have the Emperor. And the Emperor, I like this particular version of the Emperor. He has a cat on his lap and a dog kind of at his feet. The Emperor is an interesting character. A lot of people see him as being stubborn and inflexible and kind of domineering and cranky. But he's actually a true maverick. He is the kind of guy who doesn't want anyone telling him what to do. He wants to forge his own path, and he's not going to do it according to someone else's rules. He's very independent-minded, and he's not afraid to blaze a trail of his own or go where no one else has gone before, to try something new. So it's really inspiring you or reminding you that you have this option in your life, that it's kind of time for you to step into your own power when it comes to making decisions. And I can't help but connect it back to this card, the 7 of Cups. If you don't like any of the options being offered, feel free to create new ones. Feel free to create your own. I kind of felt this way when I was in high school. I remember trying to think, you know, what do I want to do when I grow up? And I didn't really like any of the careers that were being presented to me as options. I wasn't really excited by any traditional career. And I ended up creating my own career, which was, you know, creating my website and creating kind of what I do today, which is definitely not a traditional kind of job. So I think that that is what the Emperor is really telling you here. He's saying, if you don't like anything that's on offer, if you're, you know, having a hard time choosing because nothing is really pulling you in, you can blaze your own trail. You can forge your own path and create your own options. You don't have to wait for someone else to do it for you. And then the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have 5 of Cups. And 5 of Cups is all about that feeling of disappointment, of things not working out the way that you wanted them to. But it's also a warning about the dangers of focusing too much on the things that didn't work out. and ignoring the things that have worked out. So in this picture, it looks like there's like a birthday party or something like that. So there's a table of food, and it looks like there's a kitten or something on the table. There's wine, there's balloons, and then there's 3 cups that are spilled, and this girl is just totally focused on the spilled cups, and she's kind of turned her back. She's ignoring this platter of goodness that's behind her. So this weekend, just notice if you are in that pessimistic mood. I think we all get in this mood sometimes where we just really focus on the negative and ignore the positive. I kind of felt that way this year around New Year's, when everyone was kind of reflecting on the year that just went by, and I noticed myself really focusing on all the bad things that happened to me in 2017, you know, all the times I got sick and all the things that didn't work out. And I thought, you know, 2017 was a terrible year for me. And then I thought about it, I'm like, no, it was actually, there's a lot of good things that happened in 2017, probably equal, you know, it was probably half good, half bad. But for some reason, it's easy to forget the good things, and it's harder to forget the negative things. For me anyways, I have a hard time doing that. So I think it's just human nature for us to focus on the negative. And I think that's because I think we're wired that way. I think we're wired to focus on the negative because the negative is a problem and we want to fix it. And we're not going to fix it if we pretend it's not there or we don't focus on it. So I think that it's just human nature to focus on what's not working in hopes that we can change it so that it is working. And stuff that is working and stuff that's good, we're like, yeah, it's good. It doesn't need my attention. It's working. So yeah, that's just kind of went off on a tangent there. Okay, so I'm going to look at all of these cards together, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. I feel like there's a connection too between these 2 cards. I feel like there's almost a fear of going out on your own and doing your own thing and making your own rules because you're worried that you're not going to succeed. You're going to be like this person. And you're worried that you're not going to be strong enough or things aren't going to work out. And it's guaranteed that things aren't going to work out as you expect them to, right? If you go out on your own, if you make your own rules, if you do your own thing, there's going to be things that don't go as planned. There's going to be disappointments. It's just kind of part of it. But there's also going to be successes. So I think that the more you can let go of this fear of failure, this fear of things not working out, the more free you're going to be, the more powerful and independent you're going to be. And yeah. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's anything else here. One thing I like about all of these cards is all of the cats, all of the animals in the cards are so relaxed. So here's a person who's kind of freaking out about, oh, what do I choose? I don't know what to choose. And here she is, she's like, oh, these cups are spilled. And there's a cat right here and a little kitten sitting on the table. And these animals are just so chilled out. They're like, la-di-da. And that just reminds me to kind of laugh at myself a little bit, right? And to not take our emotions and our worries so seriously. I think it's also valuable to ask yourself, if you're in a state of anxiety or you're worried about something or you're really mad about something, ask yourself, you know, what would an animal do in this situation? Or what would my cat do in this situation? And it's always sometimes kind of funny to imagine an animal with a human problem because, you know, animals are just so chilled out and laid back and don't get upset about too much. Okay, so that has been your weekly tarot card reading. And as always, I invite you to have a look at these cards and notice if anything stands out for you, and feel free to share any insights or ideas that you have in the comment section below. So thanks so much for watching. You can learn more about tarot card reading in my website, dailytarotgirl.com, and have a beautiful week.